I'm back with another video, just kind of doing a yearly check-in on my goals. Like I said, I was going to talk about in my last video, tell you guys about what my plan is for the next 6 months, and then also just kind of discuss my finances, give you an update on that, and just giving you kind of like behind the scenes of what it's like to be living alone, paying for things on your own, single income, that kind of thing. Let's just get right into it. I got a new couch. Finally, it has come. Totally miscalculated or misinput the amount I had left owing on this couch. Originally, I thought it was going to be $904. I really don't know why that was like in my head. So I put $1,000 down and then I had saved $904 to pay for the deposit. It actually ended up being about $988.18. So while that was really frustrating to have had written down the number wrong or inputted the number wrong, at least it was only $84.18 more than what I thought it was going to be. And then I am very happy or lucky to be in a situation where I do have that extra money in my other categories that I moved around to cover the cost. Living on my own for the first time in a long time meant that I had to buy a lot of the little things, and where it's really hitting me is the groceries. The cost of stuff has gone up. It's just been crazy how expensive everything is. Do you know what's gonna like level out? My grocery budget isn't gonna be this crazy all the time. It's just that I'm having to buy all the little things like the sugar, the flour, salt and pepper, spices, condiments, all the stuff that, you know, you would probably buy once or twice a year or every couple of months. I'm having to buy it all at once, essentially, or kind of like as I need it. And so that has been really screwing with my budget, and I'm having to move a lot of money around to cover the costs because I didn't originally put in enough money. I have an emergency fund of $5,000, but luckily I have been able to avoid touching it. So it's still completely there, but I am getting really close. And so I'm trying to curb back on my spending. The grocery stuff is like kind of unavoidable. I kind of need to buy food, and I do my best to buy it at stores that are relatively cheaper, but still not by much. Payday is tomorrow, and a lot of my categories just are running low. I've definitely spent more than I should have on, you know, home decor and miscellaneous stuff. Like they could have waited, but I just decided to buy some stuff and then move money around. So on one hand, I am not going into debt buying this stuff, and I'm not touching my emergency fund. On the other hand, it's cutting it close and it makes me nervous and I don't like it, so I'm going to stop doing that for now. My two next big purchases that I plan to make are different things. So one is furniture, but the last thing I need to like feel a little bit more comfortable in my apartment is just a coffee table. I have this one here that I bought from Canadian Tire, or no, this one was from Walmart, and I think it was like $30. Could I have found something cheaper? Yes, but this was like a last minute frantic buy. Went to Walmart to try and find a coffee table or something so that when my parents and family came over, I had something to put food on that wasn't just a file box with a food tray on top. I needed something a little bit more, but I do plan to like move this outside or still use it obviously until I find a coffee table that I like and that isn't super expensive. I have this issue where I settle on things because they're cheaper, and then I end up kicking myself because I don't really like what I bought, and then I end up buying what I really want, and then I've just spent more money than if I had just waited. So I'm planning on saving up money for a coffee table. How much? I am going to aim for 500 just because I want it to be a coffee table that I like, but I'm hoping that there's going to be some sort of sale or I can find something similar to what I'm looking for in that price range. I'm going to add that category into my short-term goal savings section, and I can move couch out of there I'm gonna hide it so I don't need to see that in there. I'm gonna set a due date by September 1st because I would like to have a coffee table by then. So that means with the you need a budget target, it says I need to assign $166.67 this month to hit that goal. And honestly, that seems pretty doable. The other goal that I want to add is for YouTube, and that is a camera. This is where it's kind of annoying because if I bought this camera that I wanted, which is a Sony something, it would have been cheaper. For some reason now I think a newer version is coming out and it's like $500 more. So I'm a little like having a hard time finding that camera now, like with the body, the lens and everything included for what it originally was. I keep seeing not ads but listings on different websites for just the body only at like $2,000-$3,000, which I don't understand what is happening with that. And then I don't know if there's stock of this older version anymore either. I'm hoping that I can find this version that I want right now for cheaper when the newer one comes out. I'm scared that they're not going to have that one in stock because they'll want people buying the newer one for more money, and I don't really know the difference. I have to do a little bit more research, so I don't really know how much to set aside for that. Just gonna put $1,500 as a target, and I put that as a due date of October 1st, and it's letting me know that I need to put aside $375 this month to stay on track. So maybe I'll work a few extra shifts just to make more money or force myself to do more stuff on YouTube to make more money this way. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not like very set on that. If I can get away with filming on my phone for a little while longer, then I'll keep doing that. But it's getting very frustrating filming on my phone with the audio and stuff like that. And I feel like having a good camera with good audio is like the next step. My legs are going numb. Oh yeah, we are. Just gonna have a banana bread. In terms of categories added to my budget, I've added another one under quality of life titled activities, and that is just a category for like going out on outings. I've been wanting to go swimming more, so I just paid a drop-in fee at the local YMCA to just go swim some laps. I'm not very good. I'm in the slow lane. Mainly I just like want to float around in the water, and it like forces me to be away from my phone and disconnect. Wanted to separate that from like miscellaneous because it's summertime, so naturally it's easier for me to like go out, and sometimes some places have like a fee for stuff to do, events and whatnot. So I wanted to make sure that I'm putting money aside for that. The gifts category is where I've kind of had to dip into to cover the cost of other things. I really wanted to be prepared for Christmas time, the winter time, because that's when everyone's birthday seems to be. I'm really gonna try and get back on track with that. And then my friend is planning on getting married in Italy in 2 years. So I've added a category for her wedding specifically to cover the cost of the flight. And I want to try and see if I can kind of combine that Italy trip with visiting Croatia, visiting my family there. It's been about 10 years since I've been there last, so a trip back home is definitely due. So it's another reason why I'm just using my credit card for all my purchases so that I can use the points towards a flight. I also got some new scrubs, but my office covers at least 200 of that, so I know I'll have that money coming in at least. And then I also need some new running shoes. I'm debating if I should have a separate category for that. I'll let you know in another video if I do add to that, or if I'll just add to my clothing and shoes category. I use Hoka's for work and for working out. I have 2 pairs right now. They're both like my first pair that I've ever owned, and I still like use them, but I wanted specific ones for walking and running. I've been doing that every day now for the past 2 weeks. My apartment has a little gym with a Peloton bike, treadmill, whole little setup there. So I've been going down there every morning and some evenings to just get in a good walk or run. And I've been noticing that my feet or my shins have been hurting, and I think it's just because my Hoka's are just really worn out with how much walking I did last summer in them. And this summer up until now. The Ogas are expensive. So like, yeah, this is what I mean. Like everything is just like starting to add up all at once. I'm going to try and see if I can fit in a few extra shifts here and there. Possibly temp. I'm not the biggest fan of temping, but I will if I have to. But I might save that for the fall, winter, just because I enjoy the summer so much and like the light, and I just don't want to be working, to be honest. I do and I don't. I have a love-hate relationship with working. I love when I'm off, but then also there are days where like I'm not doing anything and then I am bored and then I just sit at home and eat all day when I'm like, could have been working, I could have been doing something at least like half the day, you know? But then when I am working all the time, I'm like, oh, I need a break. Can't do this. So those are all my like money goals, my money situation at the moment. Trying to just keep myself accountable with you guys, letting you guys know what it's really like. I make a good amount of money, but I'm also paying for every little thing on my own, and it's just kind of all coming at once. So all I can say is emergency fund, emergency fund, emergency fund has or will save me in the future. I'm lucky that I was able to move stuff around using YNAB. You need a budget. It really helps me visually see where my money is allocated and where I can move it. If I didn't have this thing, I definitely would be overspending and just really overwhelmed with what to do with my money. And to just kind of quickly go over my 6-month kind of goals that I've set for myself. I have them written in here, but I also have it on like a Google sheet just because it's easier to like read and tell you guys. There's just like some little things that I know it's kind of like hard to keep track of. I need to probably use like a different habit tracker that I've created myself. Just for some reason I forget to use it, so I'm trying to figure out a way that helps me remember it. I just wanted to start reading 10 minutes before bed every day, every night. Yeah, I just like don't want to be on the phone all the time, so we'll see about that. I did read a little bit yesterday while I was waiting for my doctor's appointment but that wasn't right before bed. I put buy a camera for the YouTube videos. I really want to put up curtains. I don't know what it is about putting stuff up on the wall, a mental block. I can't feel like I can't, so I think I just need to bite the bullet and put it up. And you know, if it's sucks and I need to fix it, then I need to fix it. I'll patch up the holes, whatever. I just need to get myself to put them up. And then of course I put buy a coffee table. I want to save up another $2,000. This was another money goal that I forgot to mention. I want to beef up my emergency fund. So the minimum I have or in my brain, and like the minimum I want to have is $5,000, but I would like to have 10K in there eventually, and then I'll probably bump it up by $5,000 every year until I feel like I'm in a comfortable spot where that money can cover my expenses for like a full year of not being able to work, just because I just have this anxiety of being hurt or not doing mentally well that like I cannot work. I want this money sitting there in a high interest savings account, mind you, still making money, but easy access and just available for me to use if I really need like a break. And then I want to hit an average of 5K steps a day. I'm roughly at 4,000 steps a day. It's going up the more that I'm walking every day, so I think I'll hit that soon. I want to try and create a new meal weekly just to avoid eating out. Not that I eat out much anyway. I don't really order food to my place. I've really kind of almost completely cut out ordering food just because of how expensive the delivery fee is and how expensive the food is in general. And then I can't eat a lot anyway, so it's really not worth it to me, and it's never like, oh yes, this is so satisfying. It's like I eat it, I'm like yummy, and then after I'm like, oh god, that was so expensive and not worth it. So if I do eat out, I usually go pick it up. I don't order in, and then because I'm just lazy, I would rather have a pizza pocket than like order an actual pizza. I want to just try doing something more fun and new with my food by creating a new meal every day or every week. And then I made some like YouTube goals. I really want to hit 10K. I should probably aim for 5. But this is like 6 months worth. So if I can hit 10K, I want to post 2 videos a week eventually and 2 shorts. I'm at 1 video a week right now-ish. So once I get that down, then I'll start bumping it up. Like I said, it's easier for me to film now that I have my own space. I don't have to accommodate for anyone else. It's just the noise outside that I have to work around. But it has been so much easier for me to find time to film and then also edit because I'm not driving 2 hours a day, being exhausted from that drive alone on top of working 8 hours. So once I feel like I've got the 1 video a week down, try and bump it up to 2. And ideally in the next 6 months, I would really like to, this is kind of hard because you can never really, I don't know how to explain it. It's something that like the more videos I post, the more money I can make off of YouTube. But the way that they pay you out, and like some videos make more than others, it's really hard to like put a set goal of how much you want to make. But ideally in the next 6 months, I would like to make more money. How do I word this? I wrote make more money monthly off of YouTube than as a dental hygienist. On a smaller scale, I would like my YouTube payments to be what I would work 1 day a week. So I used to work Monday to Friday. Now I do Tuesday to Fridays. I would like my YouTube income to supplement that Monday that I'm missing, to eventually be making more on YouTube than what I do as hygiene. I don't think I'll ever be able to fully quit hygiene because I just really like being able to go somewhere and work and then come back home. I think I'm learning that I'm not really a full work from home type of person, or I could be and I would enjoy it, but I feel like I would get bored very easily and very distracted, and then eventually it would become very difficult. So I would like to be able to, you know, take more time off of hygiene, dental hygiene if I wanted to, if like my back is hurting and stuff like that, and not be worried about money because I have additional second source of income coming in. And then I also, going back to money wise, I mean, this is all kind of money related. I really want to get 1 month ahead on You Need a Budget. So I want all of my categories to not only fund for the month that I'm currently in, but the month ahead. So I'm always okay for money and I don't have to think. I could do that with my emergency fund. I just don't want to break it up like that. Mainly out of all the categories that I want to be 1 month ahead on is the rent, car payment, insurance. If I can get those 1 month ahead, then I'll kind of feel like I can breathe a little bit, and then everything else can kind of move around. It's just that those 3 are set in price. Like that's what it'll be every month, no matter what. It won't change for the time being. So it's easier for me to make sure I have the money. Whereas the other categories, some months are more, some months are less. It's hard to kind of plan for 1 month ahead. Ideally want to do all the categories, but those 3 ones, if I can get that done in the next 6 months, I'll be a happy camper. Anyway, you guys, I've talked my head off. That's all for today's video, an update on my 6-month goal, what it's like living alone and trying to cover all the bills, what I'm going to try and work on for the future. Let me know what you guys are struggling with right now. Like and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.